Hey guys, welcome to another Iron Mike GT Sport FAI stream. Today we're at the Nations Cup in Fuji, Group 2 cars, hard tyres only, and that's pretty much it. It's 14 laps. Trying to think what to say. The fuel. There's 14 laps, and on average most cars have about 12 laps worth of fuel. So during the week with practice, it was a question of going hard and pitting or fuel saving, and I did both, and it was pretty obvious. Fuel saving really was the way to go, but it was going to be tricky because you might have people going hard while you're trying to fuel save, going a bit slower. There I am in 16th. I didn't really give it a real good effort in qualifying. You can see I did a 2 minutes and 10 when the average was about 1 minute 35. So I just cruised around. There's a guy behind me, Renegade. This is a low grade B group race, I would imagine. I'm sitting on about 14,000 points. So my real goal here, I'm in the Lexus 2016 car. Most people are in the Motul. Looks like they have just followed everyone else. I was looking at it. Fuel wise, if you fuel save, it was pretty good. Bit better than this car, but this car would still make it if you fuel save. But in a lobby of Japanese guys, there were some guys in this Lexus doing quite well. So I thought I'd have a look at the Lexus. You probably saw just as we're starting, I've actually also gone to Fuel Mix 2. In a practice, I was shore shifting to try and make the 14 laps, and near the end I found I had to go to Fuel Mix 2. Just getting a bit pushy at the back here, but just trying to stay calm and find my way really. And while we're right at the back, still pushing around, I'm just taking it easy, just to try and calm the nerves and get myself into a rhythm. I must admit I was quite surprised near the end well not near the end, probably 3/4 of the way through, how well my tyres were going. So we're getting a few penalties now, and a few people I guess they're just pushing a touch too hard and spinning off, losing grip and spinning. I would assume that they're in Fuel Mix 1 and just pushing a bit too hard, which during the week in practice I found was quite easy to do if you're pushing when you're at full lock, I guess. I was quite surprised. I'm in Fuel Mix 2. And yet I'm still racing quite competitively. I guess that shows possibly that other people are putting in an effort to fuel save as well. Now this guy who just hit me there, Psychotropic, initially with that side bump and push there, I wasn't too sure about this guy. I thought he was a bit rough and wasn't really happy with him, so I was just keeping my eyes on him, making sure that he is clean, because you know, pitting is going to cost quite a bit of time, and battling or being pushed off track is going to cost quite a bit of time, and starting from the back is just one big disadvantage or handicap from the very get-go. So unnecessarily battling with people is something I really don't want to be doing. I want to be as efficient as I can. So we've got Johnny Popular. He's got a 1 second penalty coming up. There is a guy in here, JPM 007. I've mentioned him before. He's just a dirty guy. He's up ahead, and yeah, wasn't looking forward to passing him. But for now, we've got Fred Willows in front of me here, and you know, I said good luck to a few of the guys. He was one of them. Never really had any issues with this guy, and I've crossed paths with him a number of times. So I just thought to myself, and also here I'm in 10th place, so I thought, well, I'll just stick behind him. I'm not going to try and challenge. We're only on lap 3 as well, and I'm saving fuel, so I thought I'll just stick behind him and try and work with him. And if I can get close behind him on straights, I'd maybe try and bump draft. So you'll see here I'm not really putting him under any threat. I'm trying to show him that I'm just staying behind. So right here is getting past the Axel guy. So obviously I take advantage of that. Wasn't really a place to try and catch up and bump draft. There's JP007, the moron. He's just getting in everyone's way. He's pushing wide. Do watch here. Goes right to the outside track and then stuffs up. He's an idiot. So here you can see I'm bump drafting him. It's not. It's got a 2-second penalty because of that collision. This bump drafting isn't real obvious, but I am bump drafting him. And then it's getting into the braking zone, so it's time to just back off a touch. So I actually lose a position there from Johnny Popular, who I think he just paid a 1-second penalty. And then I've got JPM007, the idiot, behind me. So I had to make sure he wasn't catching up. Again, I'm trying to save fuel. I'm being patient behind these guys, even if they're battling. Still got to make sure that JP007, because I know if he catches me, he will just try and dive bomb or push me off. He's just a muppet. So I've been trying to work with Fred Willows here, and just to let you know, I actually stuff up a bit here. I'm not too sure if it's my fault. He does go out very wide. I just come in and I just clip him. Really wasn't happy about that. A 2-second penalty for me. Usually if I hit something, I see JPM007 just trying to go for a push there. Usually if I hit someone off track and they're not dead, I'll usually try and slow down and let them pass, but he was really facing the wrong way there, so I thought down the track, if he's up behind me, I'll let him pass. So just getting off the driving line to pay my 2-second penalty, and here comes JPM007, the moron. So I think I was in 9th or 8th there, and now I've dropped back to 12th. And now I've got this Psychotropic with me here. Still wasn't 100% sure about him. There he tries to cut in. Who's that going off? So up from 12th up to 11th. Bit of a push there. Again, it was like, you know, this guy's a bit rough. And even here I was thinking punt, no, don't. So even here, like, I was hoping to actually get past him, but I just span the wheels a bit. But even right now I was testing, okay, he didn't cut the corner right there, he didn't try and push me off, he's now not trying to shove his way in. So he's let me go pretty clean. Okay. So I thought, well, maybe he's not as bad as what I'm thinking he is. And also, again, I don't want to be focusing too much on one person, and negatively, I really want to be just getting away from them and moving forward. So lap 2 and lap 3, 137. Oh, the 141, I had the 2-second penalty, that's right. So it looks like I'm averaging 137 here. I'm not too sure if we've seen it yet, but occasionally I'm having a look at my fuel gauge as I'm crossing the start-finish line. If I haven't looked yet, I'm pretty much just following what I've trained for, and that was really my main fuel saver was on fuel mix 2, and I'm really surprised people weren't quite easily catching up and passing me. And so with that fuel mix 2, I'm still short shifting just about 50% revs on the rev bar, so I'm not revving it all the way out. So I've still got that psychotropic behind me, and every time I go over this hairpin I'd be waiting for just a slam in the back, which would never come. Almost lose it there, so I'll go defensively here. Just trying to hold the corners. See him trying to go on the inside, so again just pull this one tight down to first gear. Nervously going a little bit wide here so I can take a straighter line through the final corner. The other thing I noticed with the Lexus was, for me, it was top end speed was a little bit faster than the Motul, but I'm not really using the top end speed when I'm short shifting and fuel mix 2. So here comes that psychotropic, and he's taken that quite well. You know, so I started to think twice about the guy. You know, maybe he's not as dirty as what he presented himself as initially. Just taking that corner a little bit unsure there, because I was on the inside, driving a little bit defensively now. So we're on lap 7. And at the end of this, we'll be halfway, and my fuel is above half. So Psychotropi, he does get past me, but he did it cleanly, and again, I didn't want to have any level of confrontation, so I thought, right, he's shown me a bit of a bad side, he's shown me a good side, I'm going to really hope he's a good driver. Ugh, that didn't help. That would have agitated things a bit, possibly. And then we've also got the Muppet JPM 007 in front. So still got him to deal with. And watching the replay, I found some people, they find it difficult to get past him, mainly because he's quite a dirty defender or a blocker. Yeah, it's a little bit odd. So here, he's gone a bit wide. He cuts across. And I thought I'm not going to dive in to try and get past him, because that momentum, he'll use that against you and just knock you off track or something, or tap the back of your car and you're spinning. So I thought I've got to be careful with him and pick the right moment. And goes a bit wide. The fool. This is my chance now to get away from him. So yeah, on lap 8 now, we've got about 50% fuel there, so we're doing okay. I may have missed it in the stream. I'm pretty sure I have already been just keeping an eye on the fuel. Just watch that radar, see if I flick it. Yeah, there we go. So what was that? 6.2. So in theory, I've got about 0.2 of a lap up my sleeve, which for fuel mix 2 and short shifting, it's still pretty tight. But moving up nonetheless. yeah, people have pitted. I think I've missed that. Yeah, I just couldn't believe it that people were pitting. You know, so doing some practicing with Fuel Mix 1 and Fuel Mix 2, the lap times weren't a hell of a lot different. So going Fuel Mix 1 and going really hard, you're just having to do a lot of braking and then a lot of accelerating, whereas Fuel Mix 2 I just found I could just be a little bit smoother. And we're in lap 9 and my tyres are looking pretty good. I think that also helped. I don't have any traction control on. So here I was trying to work with this Psychotropic, and I noticed he had a half-second penalty, so 2 frames of mine. If I'm real close to him and he pays his penalty, I'm gone. If he's a little bit ahead of me and he unghosts, I will stick behind him and help him along, and you'll see that here. So I go for the pass and he unghosts and I swing in and give him a bump draft. I guess the other reason for that is if I pass him, I'm not that far ahead and he may decide to dive in. So I wanted to show him that don't be rough, just race. So in this race there still are 17 people, and I noticed there were 3 Lexus, same model, 2016, and I think Step Aside Junior, who's in second place, was in the Raybrig Group 2 car. I think that was it. I think everyone else is in the Motul, which I did like. I was almost going to choose it, but it just seemed to be a little bit just slightly plain. I don't know what do I mean by that. Just it lacked the grunt. And also, if the majority of people are going to use it, I'll avoid it if I can. So Psychotropic makes a mistake there, just overcooks the back wheels a little bit. It gives me an opportunity to get past clean. And I think down here you see he's probably because I bump drafted him, he is not so aggressive. Some more people pitting, so into 7th place. I just couldn't believe it. But, well, I guess it's all the same, but it's all about whether you're fuel save or not. And if you're not, yeah, you've got to pit, and that is, I think that was costing about 25 seconds, I think, which is quite costly. And you know, during the week practicing that Fuel Mix 2, yeah, it was a little bit slower, but I also thought, well, you know, if I can keep in people's slipstream, that will also help save the fuel, but also keep the pace up. I was really hoping, like I said, I practiced with Fuel Mix 2. I didn't initially start a practice with Fuel Mix 2. Near the end, when I realised, I'm a little bit light on fuel, I moved to Fuel Mix 2. So in this race, starting on Fuel Mix 2, I was really hoping that by maybe lap 11, I would have quite a lot of fuel to burn, and then I could step up the pace, while other people would be maybe slowing down. So is this square brick, he's now pitting. I just like, what the hell is going on? I'm in 6th place, so I started 16th out of 17. Wasn't really expecting a lot. Who was that? That was Axel Racing. What did he do? Oh yeah, that's right, he ran out of fuel. And watching the replays, pretty much his fuel gauge is flashing red as he's going around the final corner, and he continues past the pits. So he obviously wasn't watching his fuel. And and he ran out of fuel and just we've still got 17 drivers. I think pretty shortly he's gonna be giving up. Yep, 16 drivers now. Huge mistake. So that's moved me into 5th quite easily. Now Psychotropic, I'm actually quite easily getting away from him. For what reason, I'm not sure. Maybe he's really fuel saving, or maybe his tyres, or both. So in the top 5, it's a Rally Boy in first place. He's pitting. It's like, what else? Who else is going to pit? The other thing I was mindful of was, you know, the 1 minute penalty if you don't use the required tyre. Now this is a hards only race, so I knew. So who's that? Frosty Top. He's pitting as well, so now I'm in 3rd. And Rally Boys come out now, so just relegating back to 4th. So I knew there was no 1 minute penalty on the line here. So if I wanted to get a podium, I needed to work it. Now Rally Boy's just come out of the pits, possibly with fresh tyres, a little splash of fuel. He's been up the front quite a bit, so I knew he'd be fast. I was really hoping I could stick with this guy and he will take me to 1st and 2nd place. But I could feel myself just slowly dropping off. So I'm sure he'd be on fuel mix 1. But the gap behind me, 5 seconds, and we've got just over a lap to go. So in my mind, I'm thinking, right, 4th place, that's pretty good. Don't bottle it, don't spin the car out. The odds of, look, you can see in the top right corner where 1st and 2nd are, they're pretty far away, and this guy's just come out the pits. So in my mind, I'm thinking just accept 4th place. Seven-second gap between me and Psychotropic. And this was almost like the parade lap. There was no real thinking of going for 3rd place. Let's just get this lap done. Can't read that now. I think I might be 8 seconds ahead of Psychotropic. And I really wasn't sure about anyone else with their tyres or fuel. I'm pretty sure Rally Boy would have, with what, 2 laps to go, I guess, filled up correctly. But you'll see up here, Step Aside Junior, his fuel is gone. He's now dropped to 2nd place. He's run out of fuel. He's just gone around the final corner. And he's limping towards the line. And I watched the replay, and he was in front. And the last 2-3 laps, to me, he was unnecessarily pushing it. So there he is there. I didn't actually see him. I'm looking for my hazard lights. I'm looking for my headlights to celebrate. I didn't realise. I thought I was finishing in 4th place. And then I realised I'm in 3rd. Couldn't work that one out. So 3rd place, up 13 places. I was pretty happy with that, guys. 67 points, which was pretty good. I hope you enjoyed the stream, guys, and thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.